All right, guys, hope you're doing well. Let's take a look at the markets and what we're looking at going into next week. So, we'll take a look at the cues. We've got red trend bars here, trends down. Um, but if we take a look at this, you can kind of see we're starting to form a little bit of a pattern that is starting to look like it may resolve in a bullish way. So, you can see we're building. A higher low here. So as long as we continue to build longer term higher lows and keep this as the low, that's a pretty good sign. Uh, Put call, take a look at that. Um, Still pretty low. I don't know. I think it just needs to be worked off. We have to keep that in mind, but looking at price, things are starting to look pretty good or better. Um, SPY, interestingly enough, has we've got the resistance at 690, but we have a buy signal here into Friday's close. And so kind of leaning that we might pop in the next few days. Does that mean we'll break out of this range? I don't know. I'm not leaning one way or the other. Um, but I do think that there's potential for an upside move here. So in the this week. So keeping an eye on that. I don't think we're gonna flush from here. Um, all bets are off the table kind of if we break below this Wednesday's low. Um, After that, I'd have to reevaluate, but as for now, I'm thinking we're gonna resolve higher. I'd start to become cautious if we break Friday's low, and especially if we break this low, and then kind of like I said, all bets off the table if we break the 50 and Wednesday's low. So trend bars are neutral on SPY. Um, Last few days we've been building higher lows. We've got a buy signal. Um, I'm kind of leaning towards the bullish side just because if you look, we had buy signals that worked, buy signals that worked, buy signals that worked. So buy signal and it had a little bit of follow through, not much, but this looks like a little bit more of a cleaner setup than this here. So kind of thinking we may resolve to the upside, but on top of that, we have a ton of good looking setups. So first, as for my positions, I covered this one pretty quickly once we reclaimed the nine. I didn't wait for the close. We had huge volume coming in. We had that news that came out, and so once we started to get above this here, I only had a quarter of my position left. So once it started to break the nine, I decided to close that out. Um, Still overall good trade. Went short here and took the leverage. So it was about a 40% gain on the trade. And then obviously, only about like 6%-ish on the last quarter of it, but 75% of it I covered on this day right here towards the lows. So that turned out to be a pretty good trade. The LTR, I picked this one up on Friday. I'm looking for a breakout and a new all-time highs. So this one has just been showing relative strength past week or so. 4 hour chart looked good. We saw a breakout here and a pickup in volume. So I decided to pick this one up and go long. And yeah, chart looks pretty good, pretty solid. Looking for continuation and a move. We got this cup and handle type thing going on here. So I'm looking for a new all-time high on this one. Great looking chart. Picked it up on Friday. Then as for some of the setups I like into next week, we've got SNDK. Big fan of this chart. Really good looking flag, building higher lows. Got a buy signal on Friday. I'm looking to see can we get a breakout on some volume, and I think this 240 area is a good spot for that to happen. So I'm keeping an eye on that one this week for a breakout. This has been showing some pretty decent strength as of recent. Reddit, tried this one back here. Um, got in right here, got shook out on this day at break even, and then it's actually performing pretty well now. But yeah, so I'm keeping an eye on this one for potential trade. We had a good inside day on Friday, so let's see. 239.44. So I'm keeping an eye on this one. So keep an eye on this one for a potential breakout on Monday. Chart looks good. It's tightening up here. Had a weird wick here and just been quiet ever since. But this one is showing some strength and has continued to um, look pretty good in the past few weeks. So I'm keeping an eye on this one. Weekly squeeze, weekly buy signals, all the things. It looks good. So I'm looking for, can we break out on this one? Um, Another relative strength leader, LMND. Only thing with this one is it's been pretty choppy. So, um, dip buys to like the 9 might be the move. Might be the best way to enter. So keep an eye on that one. And then A-Lab had a really strong day on Friday. If this thing can break this trend line, it's got a weekly squeeze, weekly buy signals. Chart looks really good here, so I'm keeping an eye on this for a longer term swing if we can get a strong breakout here in the next few days. Uh, FSLR, another relative strength name as well. This chart looks really constructive, building higher lows, kind of similar, a little more choppy, but similar to SNDK. I like this one for upside. Just need to see it start to follow through. But yeah, great looking chart. WDC, definitely one of the leaders. Look for this one to break out on some volume. STX looks good as well. MU looks good. They're all in the same sector. So if we can get a break, this one's already starting to break out, gapping up after hours on Friday. So if we can get, um, I'd like to get involved with this sector. If I can't get involved with MU, try to do it with one of these other ones. But yeah, this one breaking out looks strong. WDC looks good, looks strong. So yeah, keeping a few of these on my watch list at MU. And and then that's it. LMBU. So this is just biotech leveraged ETF, 4 hour buys. Chart looks pretty constructive. It's been a leading theme, so worth considering a trade on this one to the long side. So yeah, keep an eye on this one as well. If you don't want to trade the biotechs, just stay away from it. I typically do for the most part. Um, and then SITM, I know I got a lot on my watch list. There's a lot of things that look good. So you kind of narrow this down to what are the first ones that break out? And then is there some volume on the follow through on the breakout? What does it look like? Blah, blah, blah. Chart looks good here. Holding the 9, 4 hour buys. Looks great here. Holding up really well. Frog, similar story. Holding up really well. Getting tight here, holding the moving averages after the gap up and kind of drift higher. Now we're trading sideways again. We've got 4 hour buys. Chart looks good, so keeping an eye on that as well. So, all right, guys, I hope this helps. This is kind of my watch list going into Monday, things that I'm looking to potentially trade. But I hope this helps. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.